Back here at home, negotiations are ongoing to try to reach a deal to raise the debt ceiling. We're just days away from the June 1st deadline. The date Treasury Secretary Yellen said the country could risk defaulting on its debt if a deal isn't reached. That could send stocks plummeting, affecting 401ks and retirement funds, and even possibly leave the government with no way to pay its workers. On a call with community leaders yesterday, Vice President Kamala Harris criticized Republicans and warned about the potential dangers of a debt default.
For Republicans in Congress, this issue is not really about lowering our nation's debt, because if they really cared about lowering our debt, they would not also fight to protect trillions of dollars in Trump tax cuts for the wealthiest Americans and the biggest corporations.
NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent Ali Vitali joins us now with more on that. Ali, so negotiations have continued even with President Biden attending the G7 summit, and there have been some hopeful signs that progress is being made, especially some new comments from House Speaker McCarthy, right?
Yeah, look, the tone has shifted significantly here, Valerie, from the start of the week when I talked to the speaker and he was very pessimistic, very dour on the tone of the talks. And now you're hearing him not just say that they're productive, but also we're starting to see some similar themes start to take shape publicly, which means they could be starting to coalesce around points of a deal in these backroom dealings that they're doing between the speaker's closest allies and the White House's top aides. McCarthy, though, keeps trumpeting this need for a timeline and a framework by this weekend. That's different than what the White House is saying, but here's the speaker anyway. Watch.
It would be important to try to have the agreement, especially in principle, by sometime this weekend. Look, we're not there. We haven't agreed to anything yet, but I see the path that we could come to an agreement.
Now, look, you're seeing him there say he sees a path to an agreement, which to me is significant because, again, he had been very pessimistic about talks earlier this week. And then, of course, the timeline bit here. There could be a few reasons why the speaker wants to do this well ahead of deadline, which is not something that Congress typically does. They're typically very deadline oriented, almost like journalists in that kind of a way. But instead, you're seeing McCarthy say that he wants to have a deal done framework wise by this weekend. That would allow them to come back early next week. He wants the House to go first on this. The Senate is out on recess anyway next week. They could be called back if anything significant starts happening. But nevertheless, we're seeing McCarthy really putting the urgency on here because June 1st gets closer every minute.
And Republicans have tied massive spending cuts to any deal to raise the debt ceiling. And now we're learning about a Republican proposal to tie eligibility for Medicaid to a certain number of hours worked each month. But the Congressional Budget Office is warning this could put health insurance in jeopardy for millions of people.
And look, the CBO are not the only people warning about people potentially losing Medicaid. This is something that Democrats are warning about, too, as we start to see more of the conversation on Capitol Hill shift around this potential for work requirements to be included for some federal programs, including SNAP and other food assistance programs. We know that several progressive Democrats on the Senate side, for example, are circulating a letter right now. They have 11 signatories so far, urging the president to use the 14th Amendment to avert this crisis unilaterally, instead of going through with these Republican negotiations that could be things that Democrats are not supportive of. Nevertheless, we're seeing posturing really from both sides on the progressive left and on the more far right, agitating for the things that they want in this deal. The White House, for their part, has sort of left the door open on work requirements, but we don't know specifically what's in the deal till it's in the deal.
Ali, we know every vote is critical. Senator Dianne Feinstein was back in Washington this week after a long medical absence. And this morning we're learning more about a serious medical complication she had. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, look, she'd been out for several weeks from shingles. That started in February. And of course, during the intervening months that she was out of Washington, it stalled some of the work of the important Judiciary Committee that she sits on. And it also spurred some people in the California delegation, but also in Congress writ large, to question whether or not she was able to do this job. And if she couldn't return to Washington, pressuring her to retire her seat early. That would, of course, kick off a lot of political dynamics in California. Feinstein, though, ultimately said several weeks ago, coming back to Washington, but we're now learning of other complications from the shingles virus that she contracted, things like encephalitis as well as Ramsay-Hunt syndrome. You can see the drooping on one side of her face, and it leads to questions about whether or not she's up for this job, especially as some of the effects of those health problems can be things like memory loss or confusion. Certainly those were questions that were asked about Feinstein's fitness even before she contracted shingles, but now those questions are certainly up for debate. As you see her looking frail as she walks around the Senate, this is a demanding job physically to get to and from the floor. Of course, also the dense subject matter and long days. Of course, there are others who defend her who say she can do this job, she will do this job until the end of her term.
Yes, so much at stake. Okay, Ali, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.